Ah, that iconic voice informing you that you've received mail, not to mention that familiar dial up tone. It's truly nostalgic for a lot of us from the 90s. It was so popular back then that Hollywood made a successful movie called You've Got a Mail, which raked in the cash much like AOL. America Online, or AOL, was the internet giant that introduced the online world to everyday people much before Google and Yahoo were even thought of. Back then, all of us used it to send emails and chat with our buddies. I won't lie, it wasn't pleasing to look at. It also took an eternity to load a website. Now you know why people from the 90s are so chill. We had to exercise immense patience while waiting for websites to load. It really centered on our chi. You would never be able to fully appreciate how good we have it till you sat down and watched a loading bar painstakingly move across the screen and each part of the website unfurls itself, pixel by pixel. Ah, the good old days. But thank Jobs and a few other digital revolutionaries, times have changed. Today, when you look at the interactive websites with visually heavy components, you can barely see it. I mean, you can see the website, but not the load time. All of it happens fast, probably faster than Flash. So, how exactly do these websites work? Hi, my name is Kaushal Kavle. I am the CTO of Presentations.ai and I've been building web-based software products for the last 20 years. And I've had a ringside view seeing the internet mature over the last 2 decades. Today, we'll discuss the magic that makes a website filled with visual elements load in seconds. Moreover, it imitates the way apps work on your phone. These super easy to use websites are called progressive web apps or PWAs. Pinterest is one such website. It's a social media service designed to enable sharing and discovery of information on the internet using images, GIFs, and videos. If the posts are in line with your search topic or your likings, which can be anything under the sun like recipes, design ideas, quotes, you name it, you can find and pin them to your pin board just like we would physically on our walls and fridges. The websites give you an app-like experience without installing the app. Pages load quickly, the site is very interactive, the icons change colors and size when you interact with them, and the site also has animations. All of these fun features are made possible because of PWAs. So what makes these progressive web apps so different? Well, technologically speaking, a PWA is built using web technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But they have push notifications, offline support, and just like the apps on your phone, you can add them as shortcuts on your desktop. In a way, these websites behave exactly like native apps on your mobile phone. So what is the difference between a native app and a PWA then? Well, as the term native suggests, they are like local residents on your phone and with your permission can access any hardware like the camera or memory. So you get the picture. Native apps are easily accessible and well integrated with your device, but a native app has to be designed in different languages for different platforms, which means that every app has to be made twice. One version that an Android operating system can understand and the other version that an iOS can understand. For Android, developers use Java or Kotlin, while iOS they use Swift. But when it comes to PWAs, just like gender neutral clothes, it doesn't matter which operating system you have. The progressive web app will work just fine. As they are accessed through a web browser, PWAs are not constrained by the language that was used to build them. They truly provide universal access in that sense. So why does Pinterest need a PWA? I think they have a native app. It's rare to find someone who doesn't have a phone nowadays. These portable, easy to use devices have made life so much easier for its users. Plus, there's an app for everything. So why bother with a PWA? The reason is that users are selective with their apps. They install and use only those they think are essential apps on their device. So if my app or your app does not make it to the essential list, then chances are they will not install it. Most of us use only 4 to 5 apps on a regular basis. So the essentials that occupy space on our phone usually fall into these categories: food ordering apps, transport apps, payment apps, and of course social media apps. After all these are downloaded, there is very little space left on the user's phone. So they tend to save it for the things like selfies, stickers, GIFs, memes, all the productive stuff. So when it comes to native apps, it's about the commitment of space on the phone. As a result, users will not consider using or trying an app that's not going to serve or help them daily. Discoverability also plays a major role here. When you search for something on your browser, web apps that are related to your search are suggested to you. Since web apps are also accessed through the search engines, any app that is related to your search item will be displayed. This brings your attention to them. You can then access the app content and features without going through the space-consuming process of installing it. Native apps, on the other hand, cannot be discovered this easily because they are restricted to the App Store. Moreover, they will have to be installed for the user to explore. Lastly, building and maintenance cost of native apps is time-consuming and costlier than PWAs. So if you want to increase the reach of your app, then building a PWA will help. It will give the user the feel of a native app. It will be easily discoverable whenever a potential user searches for something related, and they won't have to install it to try it. It's a win-win situation. Before building any PWA, we have to make sure that it's FIRE. That is, it has to be fast, integrated, reliable, and engaging. 20% of users will abandon a site if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. This is what we call a bounce rate. The bounce rate increases with the increase in load times. According to the National Center for Biotechnology Information at the US National Library of Medicine, the average attention span of a human being has dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2013. As the internet becomes more accessible and faster than ever, the attention span of the users is decreasing. Naturally, unless websites keep up with the decreasing attention span, they will not appeal to a larger audience, or worse, any audience at all. Users expect a native app-like experience from these websites. Giving PWAs easy access to hardware such as camera, location, Bluetooth, memory, and media playback features makes them feel like native apps on your phone. By having access to the hardware, you can take photos, upload them instantly, you can stream music even when you're not using the browser, you can track your food, and upload or sync files to the cloud storage. An integrated PWA is extremely convenient. How many times have you lashed out at your network service because the website is taking a while to load? Here's a little secret. Sometimes it's not your network's fault. It's because of the way the website is built. This kind of intermittent loading leaves a negative impression on your users, especially when the dinosaur appears. PWAs provide caching, making it easy to load, and it also allows you to access the website offline. Once a user has discovered and explored your website, it is important that they stay and continue to use it. Usually, the retention rate of native apps is high because of various features like push notification and easy to use interfaces. PWAs need to have these features to keep the users engaged. A bad user interface will decrease the desirability of the web app, and in turn, people will find it less engaging. Developers at Pinterest made sure that their web app is truly FIRE. Here are some of the highlights. The loading time improved from 23 seconds to less than 5 seconds, which hit the F in FIRE. The website required easy access to users' camera and memory as it's a photo sharing platform. People can now upload their photos directly from the web app with very little latency. Thus, Pinterest became a truly integrated platform, checking off the I in FIRE. Pinterest is reliable as it loads quickly. Everything a user needs shows up immediately, and guess what? You don't even get to see the loading bar. It shows the launch page just like a native app without any lag, irrespective of the fact if you're using a 3G, 4G, 5G, or even no network. To engage the users, they use push notification. This acts as a reminder to the users about their past searches and their interests, completing the E in FIRE. So how did they manage to make their web app fire? Well, they did some research. Before building the PWA, they analyzed the performance of their website. They found that it managed to convert only 1% of the users into signups, logins, or native app installs. So over the next 3 months, they invested time and money in building a PWA using React and Redux libraries. React has predefined UIs that can be called upon when needed and also edited to suit your needs, saving you the trouble of starting from scratch. These libraries help them bring interactiveness to the app. Needless to say, the results were amazing. The user engagement increased by 60%. They were spending 40% more time on the new web app compared to the old website. As a result, Pinterest was able to increase the ad generated revenue by 44%. On the 3G network, Pinterest's old website used to take 23 seconds to load because it had large bundles of CPU heavy JavaScript. With the PWA, they were able to bring down the size of JavaScript bundles from 650 kilobytes to 150 kilobytes, which ensured the website can load in just 5 seconds and be fully interactive. Now, you might be wondering, if JavaScript is so bulky, why was it chosen in the first place? There must be better options, right? You won't be wrong, but JavaScript is unparalleled when it comes to a good experience. It brings interactiveness to websites and helps design rich interfaces. It has event-based programming. For example, when you toggle the dark mode in the website, it triggers a JavaScript segment in that code that changes the CSS of the entire page. But it's not without flaws. JavaScript is a client-side language and it communicates with the server where code needs to be written in SQL, Ruby, or PHP. Usage of multiple languages on the server side causes the website to take a longer time to load. Then how did they attain that F in the fire if they used JavaScript? Node.js came to the rescue. Node.js changed the game for JavaScript. It's a back-end runtime environment that is used to run JavaScript code outside the browser. Node.js allows developers to use a single language to talk to the database. Thus, developers were able to reduce the size of packages. Node.js was the cornerstone of web applications. JavaScript has several such environments, libraries, and frameworks to make the development of web applications more efficient and customizable. Libraries like React.js, jQuery, D3.js are the most used libraries across applications. Frameworks like Angular, Ember.js, Vue.js help in creating large applications. To understand this better, let's answer the basic question first. What is a framework and what is a library? A framework provides you with a basic blueprint of the structure, post which it is up to you to choose the kind of materials you use to build a complete structure. In other words, you can code and build based on a fixed framework. A library, on the other hand, doesn't provide you with a basic structure. Instead, it offers you ready-made material options that you can utilize and customize to meet your requirements. In JavaScript, Angular is a popular framework while React is a popular library. Let's take a deeper look at them to understand further. Angular is an open source framework that is maintained by Google. It's primarily used to build single-page applications or SPAs. A single-page application is a website that interacts with the user by rewriting the already loaded page. Gmail is the best example of a single-page application. While opening the inbox or composing a new mail, a separate page does not load in the website. Instead, other interfaces pop up on the page that is already loaded. To develop PWAs that are large applications with multiple features, Angular is a suitable framework, provided developers are proficient with TypeScript and JavaScript. React, although often mistaken for a framework, is actually a library. It is so widely used when building PWAs that it is now indistinguishable from the frameworks. For an app that demands multiple events, React is a good option, but the development team has to be proficient with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. QuickBuzz uses Angular as a framework for its PWA because their app has a lot of data, features, and it's complex. The focus is on the load time rather than the UI. They know that users are impatient while checking the score. Graphic-heavy UI will delay the page load and ruin the user experience. On the other hand, Pinterest uses React as the platform is visually heavy and user experience depends on the UI rather than the load time. Most of the PWAs that are visual heavy use React. What's the future of PWAs? As Pinterest's case study shows that the user engagement improved after they built a PWA, many other companies have seen similar results. Twitter's web app helped them drop the bounce rate by 20%, which meant a reduction in the number of people who are likely to leave the site before any interaction. They also witnessed a huge jump in tweets by 75%. As you can see, PWAs contribute greatly while trying to garner users from a mobile ecosystem.